Anne Heche, actress, passed away at the age of 53 under some very interesting circumstances. Let's look into that now. Hey everybody, it's me, Dee Sparta. Hi. Took a few days off. It was a nice long weekend. It's good to be back. I've missed y'all. I was asked yesterday. I did a mini video going, what should I be covering now? So I'm going to be doing some bunch of videos today and launching them throughout the week. This first one is on Anne Heche. Now, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe if you enjoy this content. Hit the like button. To those who are already here, my friends, I've missed you. How are you doing? So I keep getting asked about Anne Heche, and some people may not be as familiar with Anne Heche. She is an actress. She was in the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer. She's been in a lot of different movies, and she died under some really unusual circumstances. A car wreck, but she got into 3 hit wrecks on the way, two, and then the third one was hitting and running into a house where there was a fire, and she got, was unconscious. They thought she was dead. They pull her out. She ended up going to 2 different hospitals, and a week after the accident, she passed. It's pretty, she was one of the original queer icons when she started dating and was with Ellen. I can't even talk. I need more coffee. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. But she was in a 3-year relationship. This was really big back then because gay couples, you did not see celebrity gay couples. So that was really big. Now, Anne Heche was also in a favorite movie of mine. She did the remake of Psycho. And so there's different, she did a lot of horror genres, but she's done some dramas, But she died at a very young age, and she's had some very unusual experiences. This wasn't the first time where she was lost driving around somewhere and coming over to somebody's home, and the person recognized her, but Anne was out of her mind. She was having a mental breakdown, unfortunately, and this was right after her breakup with Ellen. So if you'd like to hear more about this bizarre accident where Anne Heche was actually left in the car while it was burning for 45 minutes, and about her previous battles with mental health, stick around. If you just want to jump on ahead to the tarot reading, chapter links are set up for you. And let's let's get into this. I'm a little nervous, I have to tell you. I really am. Hey, welcome back, my friends. How are you? Thank you for sticking around. It means a lot to me. Anne Heche. Her name is Anne Celeste Heche. She was born on May 25th, 1969 in Aurora, Ohio. Unfortunately, she passed away just a few weeks ago on August 12th, 2022 in Los Angeles, California. Her personal life she's more known for things that have happened in her personal life than her actual acting career. She was in the relationship with Ellen DeGeneres. I think I said that right? She from 1997 to the year 2000. And this was big back then because Ellen had come out on her show, through her show with her character coming out, the show being canceled, but she was pretty much one of the first celebrities to come out publicly and then to be in a same-sex relationship publicly with another celebrity. This was huge. they were like the first super gay couple, people would call them. Now, after she split up, the two of them split up, Anne Heche had a very bizarre, very, very bizarre experience, which she did write about and did explain. Now we know it was because she was on ecstasy, but at the time, it wasn't known. You see, she was driving around, got lost out in Fresno, California, which is a rural area out there. There's this ranch house, and she showed up at the door, and the woman of the house, she recognized Anne as a celebrity and in some movies, but Anne called herself an entity named Celestia, who would take, and she was started telling the owner after she got in the house how she was going to take humanity to heaven in a spaceship. Yeah. Now, she stayed in this house for about 30 minutes before the owner was like, is she going to leave? Because Anne was like, I want to take a shower. Let's watch a movie. And she had to call the police and get help because Anne was not in her right mind, obviously. And she did write a book, which she talked about this in 2001, a memoir, which you can find. And it's titled Call Me Crazy. And she also talked about the essay from her father as a child. So she has been traumatized and has had some very, very difficult times in her life. And having that mental breakdown was public. Everyone heard about this. What I find is interesting, she also said she was God at one point. And also from another planet. She was all over the place. I do note that her middle name is Celeste. So when she was calling herself Celestia, there's a little, you kind of wonder if there was some confusion. She kind of just took her middle name and made it sound funkier. I don't know. I was not in her brain. But it seems like, and also one of the things that the homeowner noticed about Anne was she was extremely thirsty and just kept wanting more and more and more water. Now, if you're apparently on ecstasy, one of the things is to hydrate because you get very thirsty, and you just keep drinking. So, for Anne to say, yeah, I was on ecstasy, this kind of, confirms like she was behaving it, but the owner didn't realize it because she didn't think Anne was under the influence of any kind of drugs or alcohol. She was just weird. She even asked for a pair of slippers. I mean, and it was odd. But she got through all that and was able to get back into the movies and doing her career again. It was pretty low key, but she hit all the, Barbara Walters, Matt Lauer, Larry King, promoting her book and just kind of explaining that she had created a fantasy world because of the abuse that her father put on her in her life. She had created a place in her mind where she would go to. And she called it the fourth dimension. And her alter ego was Celestia. And she would go there to feel safe. So we kind of, this does kind of make sense. She did get into some help. But if you have been so traumatized, disassociating does happen. So that is how some people cope. Now, in January 2018, Heche talks about her problem, her issue, what happened with her and Harvey Weinstein. Apparently, he kind of exposed himself and tried to demand oral, you know what I'm saying? And she refused and was fired from a movie because she said no. And there was a lot of other sexual harassment that she went through trying to do the movies in the career, which we have seen come out more and more with the Me Too movement. She fought off many unwanted advances, and a lot of them were from Harvey Weinstein. Of course, Harvey denied, like, oh, I'm just being friendly. I'm just friendly. We know better, don't we now? Now, this is when we get things hurt. We're going to, going forward, with her car crash and her passing. And this is really, the more I researched and dug down deep into this, it horrified me. On August 5th of 2022, Anne was involved in a sequence of 3 motor vehicle collisions, and she was in the Mar Vista neighborhood of Los Angeles. Now, the first collision, she struck an apartment garage and caused very little damage. And then her vehicle hit another vehicle, and a man was yelling at her to get out of the car, don't go. But she reversed and took off and left the scene of the accident. And the driver there took a photograph of her. And, I don't know, I couldn't figure out who he was. He wanted to remain pretty much anonymous. And from there, she drove her car into a house and pretty much destroyed a house. This is sad. This is where things get really dark, folks. You see, there was the fire. Everything caught on fire. Her car literally broke through a wall and was embedded itself 30 feet into this building. And she was trapped inside, and the vehicle caught on fire, and then it went right through the whole building. And the house fire took 65 minutes to be fully extinguished. And there were 59 firefighters on site. You hear, they weren't able to get to Anne right away. It took 45 minutes, but we're going to get into some real details about that. Because what has come up is, so apparently, I'm sorry about that. As soon as I started talking about this is going to get dark, my cat was like, no! He's taking care of my wife, helped out. But I want to get into the actual, the third collision into the house. Now, I mentioned that it took 45 minutes for them to get Anne out of the car. And how long it took like an hour for them to put out the fire in the house, and there's 59 firefighters. Now this just blows my mind. I don't know how this happened, but she wasn't rescued because they didn't look for her or notice her or anyone in the car. Now, you would think car collides, where's the driver? You would go to the car. That didn't happen. They ended up, they kept saying, as this fire was going on and they were fighting it, the firemen were like, okay, there's one person left. And it was the homeowner. There was somebody in the building that they still needed to get out. And they still had nothing with the car, folks. And it wasn't until later someone was like, hey, is there someone in the car? And apparently it took them 20 minutes to figure this out and get to her. Because they claim, given the heavy fire and smoke conditions, we just couldn't see clearly into the vehicle to be able to clearly assess it. She died because of smoke inhalation being trapped in this car, folks. And also, the heat had pretty much destroyed and hurt her even on the inside, and they couldn't. That's why she died. They're like, someone was like, oh my gosh, there's someone stuck inside this vehicle. And it was like, no, someone said, I think there's someone in the vehicle at about 11:01, but it wasn't until 11:16 they were like, okay, there's no other victims, we're done, there's no patients at this time. And they did not realize that they just completely like, there was a woman in the car. They were like, okay, everyone's safe, everyone's fine. Then at 11:22, one of the instant commanders goes, wanted to confirm they're like, let me clear this up. Do we or do we not have a patient in the car? And they're like, oh. 3 minutes later, they were like, oh, they found her body in the car. She was not in the driver's seat. She was curled up against the floorboards. So she was in a Mini Cooper, so she's like kind of under the seats. She had curled up under there. But on the passenger seat, she was not on the driver's side, which another weird. And it wasn't until 11:49 that they pulled her free and it was taken to the hospital, and where she passed away from smoke inhalation and thermal injuries. That, to me, how did all this happen? What was she doing in the passenger seat? Had she been trying to get out of the car? She was found on the floorboards. It bothers me because something's wrong. And why didn't they really check the car? There's so many excuses, but they'd already called the scene cleared while she was still there. What if they'd gotten to her sooner? Would she still be alive? I'm curious. So, what we're going to do now is get into the reading. Okay, before we get into the tarot reading, there was one other thing I wanted to add to all this. Anne Heche had been in a long time, years, extended custody battle over her children with her ex-husband, and she was trying to get back $55,000 she said he owed. So there was also this custody battle that now has just disappeared. Her oldest son, who's of age, has asked, because she did not have a will, to be the executive over her estate, and also to be the guardian of their younger brother. So the father, I don't know, there's some odd things, questionable things that were surrounding her life at this time. So let's get into the tarot reading. Okay, everybody. Thank you. I am listening to music, as you know I do. Hold on, my headset just disconnected. Let me put that back on. Okay, we're good now. It helps me not get distracted. Okay, folks, I am nervous about this one. Okay. All right, they changed my playlist and it had behind the scenes. All of a sudden I heard someone grinding a saw, electric saw. That's not quite what I wanted. Folks, this is crazy what's happening to me today. Let's just try this again. There we go. I'm listening to Fawn. It's a German pagan band that I really, really enjoy. Okay, that's better. Please remember that these readings are all alleged and for entertainment. What I say here is, like, you can't bring it into a court of law or anything. Oh, cards are flying out already, folks. Okay, first card is the Three of Wands. Now, if you remember, 3 is about, connecting, abundance, different things. But it's also about, with the wands, it's the fire sign. So, apparently, she was looking ahead before this up. She was looking forward to something. She also, another thing that's a conspiracy theory, she just finished a Lifetime movie about sex trafficking. She's the mother of a daughter who is kidnapped and being kept and prepared. And so some people have confused it and said, oh, she was doing a movie on Epstein and this is the kind of like an Epstein curse. No, it was not about Epstein, but yes, it is about high profile and the sex trafficking. But now this here is reversed and it's the moon. And with it reversed, there is a lot of confusion, fear. Things are not as they appear. There's a lot of misinterpretation, which could be the, thinking it had something to do with Epstein, I think, is part of the confusion. Okay, here's the Devil card. She probably was on some kind of drugs. I don't know if she had taken them herself or not. But it seems like she could be struggling with an addiction, which could be coming up in the custody case. Okay. What happened to you, Anne? Okay. Okay, this is the Pentacles. He's reversed, this young man here. This is obsessiveness, lazy. She's looking forward to something. That doesn't, Oh, greed. I know, that's what it is. Somebody is very greedy. Okay, so it just... Okay, it was this card. The Three of Cups. This is reversed. So there's a lot of gossip. She was feeling isolated. She was isolated. Well, yeah, she was isolated in the car for 45 minutes. And here's the Tower. This is upheaval and disaster. Drugs caused the disaster, you know. So, sheesh. Trying to find out. I want to find out about the fire department. Let's see here if they're tied into this. And this card just popped out of my hands before I could even start shuffling. It just slid up. This is, once again, greediness, possessiveness. I think this has to do with the custody battle. Okay, we're dealing with the page here. Cups. I just... An idealist. The movie, I think, might have triggered some of her past, what her father had done to her. Here's the Nine of Cups, and this is reversed. This is dissatisfaction. Someone knew. Someone's being really smug about what happened to her, why she was running around, why was she driving around like this? What was she on? Someone was behind. Someone knows more? Yeah, someone does. Here is the King of Wands. And you see him holding her the way he's holding. This person, yep, it's a guy. This pile has turned into the custody battle, I can tell. He's definitely involved. I think he is happy she's gone. Oh boy. Yeah. This is Temperance, and Temperance is reversed. This is extremes, excess. There's no balance, no harmony. Which you see in here, this is all with chaos happening. She had been looking forward to something, and it just, things didn't turn out the way she had wanted, didn't happen how she wanted it. I see her sliding into some kind of drugs or something, to an addiction. The Ace of Wands. Firefighters there. I'm seeing lack of energy these guys had. Just kind of like going through the motions. Something was off with whoever was supposed to be checking the car. It was, I think they were dealing with their own personal, so they were not as on top of things. It's kind of like they've lost their passion for life. And it was just kind of like, okay, didn't see her, didn't care to look another way. And here's the Hangman. This Hangman, she's a martyr, a sacrifice. Oh wow, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and we're dealing with greed. Someone just wanted money, wanted to get it without, wanted, and felt that they deserved it, even though They didn't. Thinking the ex, not wanting to let go of the money he owed. Seeing he was very stingy. That day, Anne, this is the Seven of Cups, she was kind of daydreaming. She was not in her right. She was like searching out for a purpose. She was feeling overwhelmed. It was like she was hoping the custody battle was coming to an end soon. Her career, she was doing Lifetime movies and such. She felt like she was getting back on top of things, but backslid. Boy, the Five of Pentacles here is reversed. I'm just not surprised by this, but this means she was recovering from pain. Remember over here at the beginning, it was like she was looking forward to something, but she's being suffocated. She had been getting herself better. Why did she backslide? She was getting better. She wanted to be a better parent. She was trying to overcome and fight. Here's the ones. You can see she's fighting, trying to maintain control of her life. And she backslid. Something triggered her to backslide. I'm going to pull out another deck here. Let's see here with this deck. Oop, okay. Interesting. 12, which is birds. And this is usually about a couple and gossip. So, something between her and someone else. What possibly could be the ex? Let's see what else I could find here. So, maybe, okay, she might have gotten a phone call from him. Yeah, okay, so here is 19 and 9. Okay, so let me first say, when I told you about 12, this is the Jack of Clubs. This is the house of punishment and repetition. Wait, no, I'm sorry. This is the house of chatter. And this was the Jack of what did I say? It's the Seven of Diamonds. 19. This is the Six of Spades. This is the house of officialdness. This is the Tower. There is someone in authority. Bureaucracy. What? Cause. Okay, 44. Can you see this? This is a magnifying glass. This is, I need to pay attention. We're going to see something here with the next cards. This right here, we have to pay extreme close attention to. Someone had called her, and a phone call had caused a problem. Let's see here. Oops, a bunch of cards just slipped. We gotta. Oh. Alrighty, so we have 37. And it's time. You see the clocks? Okay, so if we see this, if this card appears with the same time as this one, the Tower, there is something we're missing. But It's something extremely important. Oh boy. There is something, and it's over the phone call, and gossip, and a couple. So I'm going back. It's got to be that X. All right, we have 16. The stars. 16, Six of Hearts, the House of Dreams and Goals. And then we have this Tower. Wow. No. Folks. I think, there was something she's looking forward to. Someone was not happy for her happiness and wanted to punish her. See, here's number 11. This is the Jack of Clubs. This is the house of punishment, the whip. There was a big, huge argument. There was abuse. And that's, you see where the lens, look further, look into who wanted to hurt her. Somebody wanted to hurt her. Why do I just saw something here. Oh gosh. Remember I mentioned about the passivity of a fighters, they like just this lack of passion, just being not fully doing what he was supposed to. I am seeing like money passed to look the other way, to delay her rescue. Remember, this is all alleged. Yeah, here is the lady, 29. So this card here represents Anne. So she is the first half of the couple. She did get a phone call. That really confirms that she did get a call. All right, we have 12. 12 is back. This is once again birds, and once again bureaucracy turning. There is somebody. Contacted, I'm thinking, because we're looking into the firefighter here. I've got to look closer into the X and just turning the other way kind of thing. 22. This is Crossroads. That's interesting. Over the lens and punishment. Needs something else. Okay, and here is the Lord, the man. So yeah, here's the couple. This is her and her ex, allegedly. He had talked to her something which she was looking forward to. He pretty much tried to kill it. I don't know how she got into the mental state or the meds exactly. Here's 42. This is the compass. This is like taking a stock of what's present, what we see. This is all important. The tower, the bureaucracy, stars hiding. This is gossip chatter. Yeah, someone. It's clear that someone knew Anne was in the car and looked the other way. Here is the moon, 32. Follow your intuition. The perception of others is wrong. There is a warped. The Anne has already been considered crazy, so this guy pretty much thought he could get away with this because, you know, who would suspect him? She did get a bad phone call. She got some bad news, and then being missed. That's all very suspicious, if you ask me. I just keep seeing the exchange and exchange and exchange and exchange. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I mean, 45 minutes before she was able to get out of the car. It's upsetting. It really is, folks. Well, I hope you like this this video, because yeah, there was no Illuminati. I know some people say, oh, the bureaucracy, that was the Illuminati. No, it was the fire department, folks. Okay, someone in power there. This was not. I've already, if you haven't seen, I've done a video on the Illuminati, and you can learn all about it if you want. I'll put a card in this video so you can click on it and go see it, okay? So, whew, I feel so bad for Anne. She was just getting her life back together and feeling like things were coming to an end, the things that had been holding her back, and then bam, it was just crushed. Well, please comment down below on what your thoughts are on this case of what happened, could have happened. And also let me know what else videos you want me to do. Please give mine. I get a lot of suggestions, and I have to go through to see which I really feel like I can connect to. And some of the stuff goes on my Patreon, which I don't put out here, and you can join my Patreon. It's got tiers where it's like $3, $10 for everything, or $3 just to get one type of, if you like K-pop, if you like true crime and the paranormal. Okay, so yeah, it's up to you. So you can see some of those over there. Yeah, and yeah, this just, it's really bothering me. So I want to remind you, everyone, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I do love you. And hit that subscribe and notification bell so you know when my next video is coming up. Love you guys.